being here to Brain Health Sports and Fitness Expo. Brain health, sports, and fitness. So we have athletes here, we have the sports and fitness community, we have pathologists here. So we're going to, this is Candy, Candy Waller, if you all don't know, she's our MC. I'm Dr. Tabia Pope, and we're going to get started.
Yes, and all welcome to those who weren't here yesterday. Welcome back to those of you who were here yesterday. We're really excited. We've been excited all weekend for this event. As you can see, there are exhibitors around. So in a moment, we're going to have the exhibitors kind of introduce themselves and wave around the room, because we'll have an opportunity to meet and greet and talk to them as well. But we want to kind of recap yesterday for those that were here and for those that were not, because you're hearing this for the first time. So yesterday, it was really about the overall advocacy action plan for the work that Dr. Pope and others are leading in this community, and how are we aligning, how are we bridging gaps, how are we crafting the messages that need to be told so that this becomes a priority in the sports industry and industries at large. And I will tell you this, when I was talking yesterday, we kicked it off, and we started with, think about who you were when you were a child, all this, okay. So talk to someone you don't know, and perhaps there's some alignment with what it is that you do and what they do. Mila, through Monique, where she may be.
Raise your hand.
Monique said, Mila does vocal hygiene. And she said that she wanted to work with me because I'm doing what? I'm speaking. I talk a lot for a living. And I made the joke that my voice is somewhere in Las Vegas, Super Bowl week. And I don't even know what I sound like at this point. But even with Mila sharing that, and you will think about everything that it is that you do, athletes, sports fitness, athletic trainers, everyone involved in this community, vocal hygiene is a part of the overall health of the athlete, those speaking in the community as well, that I didn't even think about. So the light bulb went off for me on stage, like, oh my gosh, yes, we need to talk, right? So those types of light bulbs have been going off all weekend, and we want them to continue to go off today, because once we leave here, we will understand and know what the mission is, so that we can continue moving this work forward. So when we come back next year, I already done signed y'all up for coming back next year.
And I'm going to talk about the purpose for today. So this is a Brain Health Sports and Fitness Expo. We're here to actually get in the minds, or actually, we have athletes here, but even if you're not an athlete, I still want you to participate in the brain workouts today. Because I want you, and we also have a concussion simulation as well. My students are here from UDC, I have students from the brain lab, the speech pathology program. We have a brain lab, and so we do concussion simulations. So you can actually have, understand what it's like to have a concussion. If you haven't had a concussion, how it impacts both your brain, your cognitive skills, your reaction time. All of those physical symptoms, those cognitive symptoms, those psychosocial symptoms that we talked about yesterday. I want you to actually do the simulation. I want you to actually participate in the brain workout. So you know what it is, what we're working on. When we talk about what's the head and speech brain workout, you can go back to your community and say, oh, I did the head and speech brain workout. And you want to do it in your community with your athletes, so they can be so in tune with their brain and their body that if something happens, if they have a concussion, they know who you are, they know the resources, and they actually know those types of workouts to do to be preventative and to help them get the resources that they need for sports concussions, okay? So just because you're an active participant, if you're here today, please be an active participant, okay? That makes everyone with me? All right.
The Pope has spoken. What she wanted to say was, y'all want to do these exercises. I already heard you say you were scared. You should be. Looking forward to do this exercise. All right, so exhibitors, everyone stand up, raise your hand if you are an exhibitor. We can just go around the room to introduce yourselves.
Or if you want to have a representative come up.
Yep.
And get the microphone.
Yeah, y'all come on up. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
How many leaders do I have in the house? Let's try it again. How many leaders do I have in the house? All right, so I'm a leadership strategist for athletic departments, sport organizations, and individuals who wish to advance in athletic administration. I've had a podcast for 10 years where I interview African American women in athletic administration. A decade. Then I wanted to help women to package their specialized knowledge. So I created Significance in Athletics and Sports. This is the 7th issue. And I have special pricing for today. $20 with no shipping because you're going to get it now. And I would even sign it. But guess the most special part? It features Dr. Pope. So come get your copy. I'm right over here.
What's your name?
What's your name? Oh, you didn't say your name.
Oh! Well, it's not Significance in Athletics and Sports, but it's Monique A.J. Smith.
All right.
How y'all doing, everybody? My name is Jahad Miller. I am the business development intern for the Minor Football League, and the Minor Football League is a professional football league here in DC that is focused on helping former players become a part of the front office and to own teams within our franchises. We have 32 franchises here, 16 here in America, and 16 in Africa. So we are here to recruit and help to gain more awareness about entrepreneurship within the league. So thank you.
Hello, my name is Alva Amaker. I am the CEO of A&A Athletic Consulting and Vigilant Safety Training Center. I have a youth organization called DCPG Sports. We specialize, Vigilant Safety Training Center specializes in vigilant sports safety in regards to adding services and providing that, make sure the environment is safe. We ensure that policies and practices go together. So we do baseline concussion screenings, we do CPR trainings, we do event staff certifications to make sure the total environment is conducive to safe play in sport. Now, A&A Athletic Consulting does athlete support service in regards to NCAA compliance and helping parents understand the transition to the next level. And DCPG Sports is what provides the access to athletes without necessarily the cost. And getting kids back to just play. Everything that got to be a structured play, just go back and just play ball and learn how your body moves and have just fun with this. And so that's what we do. And right now we have a civility in sports movement. We know currently what the climate is in sports. And that is, to me, a risk management issue. It is a risk management issue. So when we have civility in action, I'm asking anybody to join the campaign to kick off the initiative in reestablishing the essence of the true essence of sports. What did we really start all this for? Why do we really do this? Let's get back to the fun of it, the event management of it, and all of it to ensure that we can bridge the gap and ensure that we continue to feed healthy, positive environments into the sports industry. So over there, Civility in Sports Campaign, let's kick this off and just enjoy our world, because I don't want nothing to happen to it, because it saved a lot of us. It is what its current climate continues what it is. What is it going to do? Let's not be a part of the problem, be a part of the solution. Head speech is. Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Taja. Last name Muhammad, soon to be Dr. Muhammad. 9 months away, let's pray about it. So yes, I'm the founder and CEO of Win Network. We are the one-stop shop for student athlete development. We focus on mindset and financial competency. So what we do is advocate for student athletes, of course. We contract with high schools and colleges to work on student athlete development. whether we are enhancing your program or building it through workshops and curriculums. We have a plan, once I become Dr. Muhammad, to do it even bigger, but for right now, that's what we do and that's how we make our impact. I am the energy source for people. So I come in there and I tell you how we can help you, how we can build it, and more importantly, how we can impact these student athletes, because they are more than just athletes, right? I know that's a big saying, but we really prove that. How are you going to be successful after you get out? And I don't mean at the sport, I mean in life. Because that's what we need, right? We need our kids to be successful at life. And the current model is not doing that. So we don't want to make you a product, we want to make you a person. And to do that, we got to treat you on, or teach you success on those main parameters. And that's mindset development and financial competency. If you're ready to win, if you're a coach, AD here, or a student, come to Win Network.
Yes.
Everyone, my name is Shoa Philpotts, and I am the co-founder of It Takes a Village Collaborative, and we are focused on holistic wellness for the Black community. So we offer resources that allow individuals to tap into their mental, physical, and emotional health. We have programs for women, men, and children, and a lot of our experiences focus on cohort experiences for the youth. We have once-a-month conversations with men and women around different things that we experience as a community. And within those conversations, we also provide a wellness component. So we do free yoga, meditation, all types of healing practices. So we're really focused on empowering the Black community in their health so that they can then advocate for themselves and know what resources they need for themselves, because we are the healers and the healed. So that's what we do. So come and see us. We have a few events coming up. One for women on April 6th and for men March 22nd. And we do our programs all throughout the DMV, so come check us out. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. My name's Lori Governor Curtis. I am founder and CEO of On the Court Solutions. So just a little bit about me and what the company does. I'm a former student athlete. I'm a parent of a former student athlete. And a lot of what I did on the court Solutions. A lot of the leadership skills, and I have to shout out Candy for this, and making me really think about what I did at the age of 10 to what I'm doing now, and I'm doing exactly what I was doing at 10, I am doing that now. I'm focused on leadership development of the person in general. I think that when you're leading and when you are guiding people, you need to work on yourself. It's important for you, if you're going to pour into other people, you've got to pour into yourself. So my company is focused on 3 things: leadership development, working with emerging leaders, as well as existing leaders who might be frustrated and tired of where they are and they're trying to go to a different level, a new level. I focus on student athlete development, understanding, with the main focus on that transition piece, transitioning in and transitioning out of college. As a former student athlete, it's difficult. It can be a struggle for some who have played since they were 5 to no longer be playing, and what that looks like. We talk about you're more than just an athlete, you truly are, and I'm about showing students and athletes how to leverage the skills that they've learned on the court and on the mat, how they can leverage that into their life, everyday life. And then finally, I focus on project management and event management. So that is On the Court Solutions. I do have some books here. Real quick story. My power to choose is what I call my superpower. Life is gonna life. And how you respond to that will be critical. And that's whether you're on the court or in the boardroom. So how are you going to respond to it? You have the power to choose, regardless of what life is going to throw at you, you have the power to choose how you respond to it. I pray that you all choose hope and not fear.
Hello everyone, my name is Jordan Saunders. I am the CEO of The Resource Key. I have a background, I did direct speech therapy for over 10 years, and I went on to start The Resource Key because I saw the need where marketing would drive change to make a social impact and ensure businesses were ensuring inclusion and accessibility. So I work with businesses to make sure that their website, social media, any marketing content is accessible for people with different types of disabilities. So it could be someone that is deaf that's trying to access your website, or someone that is blind that is trying to access your social media. Wherever it may be, the core of this is to build community and to ensure that no one is left out. So how we do that is through office hours and advising. We've worked with tech companies, education companies. One of our tech companies went on to raise more than 20 million that we advise, as well as we do speaking engagements. We've done over 300 speaking engagements for different organizations globally. We've reached more than 2 million people around the world, and we are continuing to drive change and impact through the power of building community and ensuring no one is left out. Thank you.
That's amazing.
And let me introduce myself, or reintroduce myself to those that were here yesterday. Introduce myself for the first time. My name is Candace Waller. I'm the president of Bowie Television. Also the founder and CEO of Seawall Sports and Entertainment and the Seawall Foundation. And when Dr. Pope and I first started to engage and talk about this day, she wanted to know more about what the Seawall Foundation does. And so with the Seawall Foundation, we teach transferable skills to, it initially started as, we teach transferable skills to student athletes, right? And of course, once we started engaging into the school system, they said, well, why isn't this training for everybody? And I will get into what we do, and then you can probably understand why they wanted it to be for everyone. But the way we phrase it is, this is transferable skills training, and the specific media training are for athletes and the people that support them. So this would be everybody in the room, because we all support the athlete. But with the Seawall Foundation, we have 4 courses. I just mentioned the media training, which we'll get into, and engaging with the press, which we'll get into in a moment. We teach the collaboration and communication, conflict management and mitigation, and media literacy. Because in the age of social media, there's a lot of misinformation, and being in the press, I see that problem. I see it all the time. I'm sure everyone does. So getting into media training, and I know we just have a couple of athletes in the room, but like I said, this is for athletes and persons that support them. I found that it was very important. Interviewing is hard for the interviewee. Whenever you think job interview, anytime somebody is talking to you, remember if you were here yesterday, no, I want to be the one to talk to you. You don't talk to me. This is easy, right? Being the interviewer or the one that is directing the conversation. It's hard for everybody. In the sports and entertainment industry, I started to see, and this is me as a member of the press, right? So I'm coming to you all and sharing in this space in a very transparent, a very vulnerable way to say, you may be shocked to hear this, but the worst stories make the most money. The worst stories. It's hard to sell a good news story. It's very hard to sell when an athlete does everything right. Athlete does something wrong, says something wrong. You can make a lot of money that weekend. Now, somebody may say, okay, I'm stubborn. Any Tauruses in the room? I just choose the good news story because somebody's going to care about the good news story. And the reality is, the worse an athlete interviews, the worse an athlete presents themselves online, any of the staff that support them, the more money you make. That's a fact. It just is. And maybe next year I'll bring some numbers, but I said, you know what? I've sat in spaces and I've heard press, colleagues purposely engage an athlete and those that support them in a way to get a certain reaction out of them. It is a thing, for sure. So I already know, and this is part of me being very transparent and vulnerable, that the information that I've already shared up to this point of the conversation will not make some of my colleagues happy. Because now you're messing with my mind. Right? Because you know, if I know you have a certain angle of what you're trying to do, if you're purposely trying to dig, and we've seen these things, right? We've heard these things. We know things go viral for all the wrong things. But hey, it is what it is. I want to help educate on some of the things to watch out for, some of the things to just be mindful of when you are engaging with the press and when you're engaging in media overall. I think it'll be helpful for everybody in the room. Like I said, we say athletes and those that support them. So this is everybody, family, friends, teachers, athletic trainers, speech pathologists. I can think of, to the speech pathologist community, I can immediately, just yesterday, say, if an athlete comes, we talked about a safe space yesterday, right? So I'll just use staff that support speech pathology. I'm a member of the press. Somebody could come and ask, well, just how bad is the concussion? Look at everybody's face. Ooh, y'all. Because the team reserves the right, the school, the team, to tell the public or not. And let's be very clear about something. I know sometimes as a general public, we always feel like we have to know everything. No, you do not. No, we do not. You are the general public. Everything does not need to be shared with the general public. In comes the press. Well, just how bad is it? I can go to Dr. Pope, because we know each other, right? We cool. Where's the pink and green hat? There it is. Dr. Pope, just how bad is it? And she could tell me. And as a member of the press, I could repeat it without any backlash. See you at the next summit, Dr. Pope, right? if right? But you have to be careful in ensuring who you are speaking to, what you are speaking about, and if you are in a situation where there needs to be a non-disclosure, do not be afraid of NDAs. Don't be. If that would help in your community, in your occupation, to feel as more support for the athlete, for the program, for the school, to say, hey, we're coming to you, we already gonna sign this NDA. You don't have to worry about us saying a word. To start to build that trust, do that. Because it is a thing, and they can talk about you at any moment in time. Let me also go to the family, the staff that support them. Sometimes it's not the player, it's their family members. Look at what athlete A mama just said. In that athlete B sister, didn't we see? Those things happen in real life all of the time. And then what will happen is a member of the press will come into a space after practice, after a tough game, and say, what do you think about what your brother had to say on X? And as soon as you do what I just did, oh, they got an attitude. Oh, it's a problem with them. They didn't even want to answer the question. Here's the gag. You don't have to answer any questions. You don't. You do not. I decline to answer is an answer. You know, I decline to answer is an answer. But this goes back to the people that support the athlete. At this point, everybody has to watch their social media. You have somebody who is preparing for a combine, who's preparing for a bowl game. It might be of best interest to lay off social media. Maybe say good morning, God bless y'all, maybe not even that. It might even be a good idea to deactivate your account. That's the extreme. But you gotta think limiting distractions as much as possible. Social media is a brutal place. It is rough, it is hard. I think someone asked me a question yesterday about that. And yes, I have seen players be taunted, given death threats. Coaches, same thing. Family members, teased, taunted. It is a very real, hurtful space. And at times, the press will use that to get a reaction out of you.